Welcome back. You're watching Herald Now, 18 minutes after 8. Joining the panel this morning, Christine Rankin, Lake Taupo Hospice CEO. Good morning.
Good morning.
Great to have you here on your debut on the new show.
Oh, very exciting.
Also joining us, Simon Bridges, Auckland Business Chamber CEO. Good morning.
Morning. Nice to be with you.
Now, last time you were here, we insulted you about the way that you looked. I genuinely want to do a shout out for the jacket this morning.
Oh, thank you.
Very nice. Where's it from?
It's, I think it's probably working style or something. I don't know.
Just a bit.
But it may not
Just
be.
one in his wardrobe.
I'm not. Well, maybe it isn't. No, it's Rod and Gun.
Rod and Gun.
I lied to you. It's very middle-aged, isn't it? But,
Well,
He's
you
looking
are.
very well, though, being away from the political
shucks.
scene. He's looking very well.
well, I'm excited to be on a panel with you, Christine.
Of course you are. That's
it's a
what it
privilege.
is.
Now, Rainbow Warrior, 40 years ago today. What do you remember about it, Simon? What's your...
Well, I was thinking 40 years, I would have been 8. And I do remember it being on the news, and I sort of remember, I don't know if I'm just gliding things, but I remember Longy, back then. I don't remember a lot about sort of TV, but those were the days when you two probably still do, but we religiously watched news at 6 o'clock, right? And Mum had dinner for us, and so I remember the sensation of it. And I mean, let's just think about it now. The other thing about it, 40 years on, it's still shocking, isn't it, to think that the French would do this? I mean, when you think about it, what were they thinking?
Well, they were trying to protect themselves from Russia. So,
So you bombed something in New Zealand? Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just not...
100%, yeah, that's
There
crazy.
there was not a good thought process. And actually, the French can be quite good at technically at thinking things through, but they clearly hadn't here.
What do you think about the impact it had on our nuclear free? Do you think if the bombing of the Rainbow Warrior didn't happen, that we would have had such a strong anti-nuclear stance?
No, I don't think we would have. I think it formed our place in the world and our view of everything nuclear, and it really still continues, whether that's sensible or not in this world, as crazy as it is at the moment. I don't know. But it was a shock, and the thing I remember most was the arrogance of the French. Yeah, that's what you felt at the time. They just didn't care. You were just a little cog that they were sending a message about, and it really didn't matter what the outcome was. And while he was a child, I was in the middle of my career.
You were just a little bit older than me. Not much, but...
Yeah, only a little bit. I think I was 31 then. Gosh, I wouldn't mind to go back. Not to the bombing, but, it was good time then.
Because the other thing is that they left, so they got 10 years. I think we got them for manslaughter, but they served 2 on an island in the Pacific, and then back to France they go, and they've been living basically freely ever since.
Yeah, very lenient. I think Christy makes a good point. I mean, it is a and don't misunderstand me at any level. I think we're nuclear free. I think that's good. I don't see that changing. I wouldn't want that to change. But it is quirky in the world, and it has become a matter of religious faith here, right?
Yeah.
And I think what we do need to do, just when we stand back and look at the world, not for New Zealand because we don't need it, but there is a difference between nuclear for weapons and nuclear for power. And for power, if we're being rational about this, it is a very significant initiative when it comes to climate change, possibly the most, right? And so for the Chinas and the Americas and the Frances, actually, it's a very important, Europe entirely, it's a very important measure.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, lizards, so big battle, brouhaha between Shane Jones and Doc. He's actually managed to time a business trip rather well with the state of origin in Sydney, which is where he joined us from this morning.
What portfolio is that in relation to?
No, exactly. Well, there's apparently some resources conference, which is well-timed, mining conference. But lizards, so apparently lizards holding up this gold mine. They were meant to have, this is Oceania Gold in South Island, meant to have done an application to DOC to move them. Hasn't happened, whatever. They're now saying we might have to shut. There's 1,000 jobs, there's 10,000 lizards. Simon?
Oh, I've mellowed a bit in my old age. When I was Energy and Resources Minister, I would have been gung-ho on this and right there with Shane. That said, I think it's all about being proportionate. And what I mean, in balance, he used the word balance, I agree with that. So what that means to me is, look, are these lizards in plentiful supply in other places? If they are, actually, I'm with Shane in the mine. He's saying they are. I'm willing to go along with that. on that basis, I think we need the jobs, the revenue, which is very high from a mine like this, that it provides. If they were truly very rare and you were talking about something that,
Is endangered
and so on, I might have a different view.
Yeah, but it doesn't sound... Well, he said they're as common as acne.
That's what he's saying.
And don't they grow back anyway, lizards? Or is that just the tails?
Yeah, no, I'm not a... I was going to say lizardologist or something, but whatever they are.
Simon's far too nice. This is absolutely ridiculous. Look, we're looking at a country where people are struggling to work, struggling to earn money. The economy's in a hell of a state. And we're looking at putting off a company like this, over 10,000 lizards that are everywhere, according to Shane. And I think Shane's doing a wonderful job.
You are right. I'd
this.
vote for that. I would vote for that. It's fantastic.
It is just absolutely ludicrous, and Doc need to get a life, and we need to be sensible. For goodness sake, 10,000 lizards, I'm furious. I'm right with Shane.
And Doc can be very absolutist about these things, right? There doesn't seem to be the proportionality and, as I said, balance that government decisions require.
They're in a passionate silo, Simon, and it's not got any common sense in it at all.
Silo, that was almost as good as something Shane would have come up with.
So I'm glad.
We are back with our panel. Welcome back to Herald Now, 26 minutes after 8 o'clock. Christine Rankin, and former CEO of the Conservative Party, and Simon Bridges, Auckland Business Chamber CEO, with me. I don't know why we've switched your title.
That's so good. Tell me about... New Zealand needs a Conservative Party.
Yeah, it does need a Conservative Party. Someone mucked that up. We got really close to winning. We got 4.5% over just 3 years. We did very well.
Is there room?
There's always a sex scandal.
Yeah, there's always a sex scandal.
Let's be honest, it's that whole double standards thing that gets in the way of everything.
Every Conservative Party ruins it.
Someone's always having an affair with someone.
Yeah. Child abuse for the previous one. That was really serious.
Oh no, they're lovely parties, aren't they? Conservative parties. Well, it's no wonder we don't have them. They've been wiped off the political map.
They should.
But like you say, 4.6% is amazing.
Yeah, and in 3 years, look, it was honestly, it was a well-oiled machine. It was incredible, and it had some very, very good policies. It would have been a great balance in there.
Policy's great, people not so much.
No, there were great people too. There was just a few mistakes, quite big ones.
That's me.
Quirky people.
Hey, would you ever go back into politics, Simon?
I don't think so. No, I know that, but the truth is life's a long time. I mean, look at Winston, Donald, Wayne. They're all nearly all at 80. So I've got about 30-something years to decide on that, but I can't see. Life is good. Objectively, why would you? Yeah. I mean, I just think, Chris, you're too good for Parliament, Christine.
I'm too old for Parliament. That's the reality.
We'll go back to my earlier point. Wayne's 78, I think.
Winston's like 80. Age is no longer a barrier. I mean, Trump's what, nearly 80?
I think he's 80.
80, yeah.
And I'm involved in local body politics, and it's a horrible environment. No matter what you do, you're just beaten down all the time. You get paid nothing.
Yeah.
You give everything to it, and you can never please anyone. It's an awful life. Why the hell do people go in to do this public service? And we keep going back. And I ask myself all the time, why do we do it? This man was really sensible. He got out when he was young, and he had a really great reputation, and he's got another life.
Yeah.
People.
It is exhilarating. I mean, the flip side is, in an rational sense, it's exhilarating.
You've got
a lot of adrenaline, but on the other side, objectively, it's like
it's a shit job.
Yeah, it is.
But what about this is democracy, though, isn't it? I mean, we need good people to stand, and we've got a local council, election coming up. We need good people to stand, and here you two are, who've been there, done that, saying we'll never do that again. It was terrible.
No, but I said in my valedictory. I mean, I know this is not popular, but I said, look, actually, we need to pay more. I mean, council, I could be making this up, but is it like 80, 90 grand?
40,000 in total.
In Auckland, though,
as a councillor.
Biggest city, mega city.
40,000.
It's very poorly paid.
Oh, it's dreadful
I know
for
there's
what
people
you
out
do.
there earning less than that, but, relatively speaking. I think if you were a significant professional, would you do it? I don't think so.
And then you have somewhere like the Taxpayers Union who counts how many meetings you attend, and a lot of people have other jobs. And what do you want? The unemployed and the retired. That's all you want.
Yeah.
It's just ludicrous, the attitude that New Zealanders have to politicians.
The problem
and you
is,
hear it all the time.
The problem is, though, and Tory whānau in Wellington would be an example, when you have politicians in office who are inept, and then you talk about increasing pay, it's a lot to swallow.
But that's an anomaly. That is not.
Yeah.
That is not the norm.
Yeah, good point. Hey, great panel, guys.
If you want monkeys, pay peanuts.
Yeah.
Exactly, and we haven't paid you.
Don't go there.
That was cutting. That was more cutting than your beard comments.
Appreciate you coming on.
So nicely.
Appreciate you coming on this morning, both of you. Christine Rankin, former CEO of the Conservative Party, and Simon Bridges, Auckland Business Chamber CEO. It is 8:30. Here's an